happening, certain, like on a solar scale and a universal scale, things that are happening with this entire solar system. And they're trying to do this to really trying to get everybody and hold them down before we go through a massive change that's actually coming in an energetic and frequency sort of a base. As we approach galactic ecliptic, it happens every 26,000 years. We're crossing the band of the ecliptic, and the frequency of this entire solar system is rising. And this is why a lot of people are waking up. This is why a lot of people are having this newfound awareness. People are just looking at the world a little bit differently, looking at each other a little bit differently. Because a lot of people are waking up to this, because as the frequency rises, so the organism rises, the consciousness rises of all the people, which is a lot of the reason why they're doing this now. They've really got to do a lot of it now, a lot of electromagnetic interference, a lot of just brainwashing with television, everything they can think of to keep people distracted from looking within themselves, because most people who stop and look within themselves find some sort of a change occurring within themselves. And it's very important for them to not have people wake up to this change at this particular time. If we can wake enough people up and we can center this emotional state of this planet into a state of love, we could literally move to a new reality. We could quite literally do that. And this is part of the hidden knowledge, the ancient knowledge that they've been trying to keep everybody away from. This is why they're doing this at this particular time, making sure everybody's asleep. This is why there's all the fluoride and all the microwaves and all the stuff in the food, and the whole world, the whole Western world. They don't realise it. Everyone seems sort of quite normal, but everybody needs to understand that all the poisons and all the toxins and the heavy metals and the carcinogens and everything they put in our food and in our water and all the stuff they're doing in the aerial spraying is designed to actually limit brain function. That's what it does. It inhibits brain function, but we don't know. We just don't know we're asleep. A victim of hypnosis never knows he's under hypnosis. And this is literally what they're doing, and this is it's very important for them to try to prevent this consciousness from waking up, because if this consciousness wakes up, then they lose the entire battle. And this entire reality that we experience, that we create ourselves, we create this reality ourselves, this entire reality could literally shift to a whole new reality. And they just don't want that to happen. And we, as we exist of energy, everything is created of energy. Ultimately, it comes down to energy completely. Everything is created of energy and frequency and vibration. So we are connected to this world that we live on in a frequency and vibrational way, and the same with the entire solar system and the galaxy and the universe all the way down the line. It's one big connection of frequency. And this frequency is rising as we hit the galactic plane. So we are becoming more complex beings, physically and in a conscious state, because this consciousness is also frequency. So it becomes a more complex consciousness and a more evolved consciousness as the frequency rises. That's the way it works. It isn't that people aren't evolving, they're quite capable of evolving, but because the human body is a biological computer, that's what it is. Everything that we touch and everything that we feel or taste or do is detected by our brains as an electrical impulse. So they fill people full of these chemicals. They literally do this in a chemical way. It's like a chemical soup. They fill people full of these dioxins that they put in their food, and through fluoride in the water. And fluoride has some amazing properties. Like fluoride's a byproduct of aluminium production. And aluminium has significant properties in reducing the flow of this energy. And the whole sinister side with the metallic and the chemical processes that fluoride does. It's all about energy. It really is about energy, and it's about how we can channel this energy, what emotional state we can set ourselves in, and that's what this whole battle's about. It's about energy. Everything in the universe, everything that exists is energy. Anyone that's ever been into any of Nikola Tesla's work or Victor Schauberger's work or any of those sort of people, or Royal Rife, who was able to cure a lot of terminal diseases, they all know that it's about energy and frequency. Well, it's the shapes of the buildings and the structures and the certain shapes of the roofs of the buildings and even the materials that they use. All these things are designed to channel different types of energy. That's why you'll find that a lot of religious buildings have domes on top, or spires. You'll find a lot of mosques have domes. This is because, and the Arabs will say to you, like any Muslim will say, that you're not allowed to enter the mosque unless you're in a state of love. That's what it's all about, because they know that if you go into this mosque in a state of hatred, or you're going in there hating something, then you'll channel negative energy. And it's all about channeling energy. So you've got to go in there in a state of love, so that you're only channeling the love energy. It's supposed to be the same in churches. A lot of churches have pyramidal roofs and spires and things like that, all designed to channel energy. They do that with that. They do it like with the road systems. If you notice in Washington, there's lots of pentangles in the streets, and this is a city where a lot of bad laws are made, a lot of decisions to go and bomb other countries and do lots of negative stuff are all made in these areas, and so that channels energy. Just the Pentagon. The Pentagon is the inside of a pentagram. It's the place, the building of war, where they find, discuss, basically war is all they discuss in the Pentagon. So that's really good reason why that's shaped that way. The Capitol building with the dome, the octagonal 8 pillars on top with the statue, that's all designed to channel energy. All these buildings are designed that way. They do it with intersecting planes. You'll find a lot of buildings. They do it through pyramids. They do it through domes. They do it through pentagrams and stars, all sorts of stuff. And even with the soldiers, like, people should honestly boycott the military. Every soldier should just boycott it, absolutely, because no wars are fought for any good reason. They're all fought for corporate gain, and they're all about blood sacrifice. That's what it's all about. And some of these rituals that they do are massive, massive rituals on a global scale, which is what most wars are. And you'll find that most leaders are related to this one bloodline that I keep coming back to, or they're involved in the Illuminati in some way. And you'll notice that all the soldiers from all countries have things like oak leaves on their shirts. They have 5-pointed stars, they have oak leaves, they have red ribbons, they have eagles and skull and crossbones, and all these sorts of things on their military uniforms. And you wonder why every country has these oak leaves and 5-pointed stars and red ribbons. If we're all in different countries, you think we'd have different military insignia. But we don't, because these are all occult talismans. And if a person is marked in a certain way and sent to a certain place at a certain date, then they become a sacrifice. That's what it's all about. And the Gulf War is a perfect example. The shock and awe, the bombing campaign, it actually started on a night of Druidic ritual, who I can't remember the name of the night, and it finished on Walpurgis night, which is the night of the end of the ritual. And to know that the Egyptian bloodline that controls this whole thing, that I talked about in my film, that goes right back to Egypt, to Queen Elizabeth is a part of this line, so is George Bush. This whole thing, just to prove it, I mean, they're so blatant, these people.